Well, we are back out at the settlement, and I've decided to swap out the coil and put the little 6-inch coil on today. So I'll get him on and tightened and wrap our cord around. The area I'm in mostly, I'm only doing small sort of areas. I'll find a spot with signals and I'll, go around it. So I thought I may as well put the little coil on, and it'll force me to do it even more thoroughly. And, you can jump in around the blips and blocks, and we'll see what we can pick up with the little coil on. So that's all on now, and we're right to go. And of course it's a lot lighter suddenly without the big one on the end. You certainly notice it's nice and nifty and lightweight to carry. So let's get walking and we will see you on the first signal. And there's our first one we dug today, and I don't even know what it is, but bit of brass, little hooky sort of thing, but it's got this like a handle on it, but it's not a handle, I don't think. It's just got a bit of metal, other sort of metal around it, so I don't know what that was off. Almost looks like it's made to put your thumb there or something. Anyway, don't know. It's off something. It could well just be a chunk of lead, and it is too. So anyway, faint little signal, but it was something. So anyway, I'll fill this mess in now. There's the old brolly slider. Had a 19 here. We've got a button, but she's pretty cooked. So I don't reckon she's going to clean up that well, but anyway, seen better days for sure. Oh well, we'll keep going. Picked up a little signal here. It was a little bit hard to pinpoint, but I finally sort of got an idea where it is. I think there's a few other signals around the spot which is sort of confusing it, which is where the little coil comes into its own, because you can just narrow into these little signals a bit easier than the big coil. So let's see what we've got. I've got rivet washers in my mind for some reason, but hopefully we're wrong. But what is that? Yes it is, it's a rivet washer. So get some focus. Not that you really probably want to see it, but anyway, it's definitely a rivet washer. Well, I do think it was worth putting the little coil on, because I know I'm only going to be searching an area, I'm back to my spot where I found the ring and the brooch and everything last time, and I am picking up a few new signals that I, didn't find the other day, which, maybe if I went over it again with the big coil I'd have found them, but it's not the best signal. There's good numbers there, but it's a little bit shaky as such on the tones, but well worth having a look. And I've just seen it in there, and I do believe it's going to be a rivet this time, and it is. So that is why it was a little bit of a, not a solid signal. Anyway, we're bound to find a few more of those before the day's out. Chasing a 16 down here. Looks like a brass ring. Oh no, it's not a ring, it's a, I guess you'd call it an eyelet of some sort. It's been attached to metal or something, and obviously a bit of rope or something ran through there. So I don't know what it was off, but anyway. At the base of this old tree, we had an 18. We've got it out. It's in here. I haven't seen it, but we're going to see what it is now. So let us see what we have found. Don't know what that is. Some kind of... Oh, look at that! I'm jolly glad I filmed that. I was nearly not going to. That is a buckle by the looks. And a rather unique looking one, if I do say so. Normally the loop goes the other way. It goes around this way on all the ones I've seen. But anyway, we will give that a clean and we'll give a better look at it. That is jolly cool. I'm jolly glad I turned you on. I nearly wasn't going to, but there you go. Back in a tick, we'll give it a clean. Well, that's certainly a different kind of buckle. I've never found one like that before. Whether it was a material belt buckle and there was another clip bit for the other side, or whether it's some kind of suspendery sort of thing, I don't quite know, but it's certainly quite a pretty one. And we've got this hinged little clippy thing to hold the material that went through it. So anyway, it's rather a cool little find. So I'm not 100% sure what it was off, but some kind of buckle, catchy, adjustable thing. Anyway, I'll clean up a bit better at home and make sure there's nothing actually written on it, but I can't see anything at the moment. Anyway, jolly nice. Wasn't expecting that to come up. Just up here somewhere is where I found the ring and the brooch the other time, and I'm going along this bit of a path here and going up and down at a 12 here, and just back here is where I've got the buckle thing. Anyway, I had a 12 here. I've got something, I don't know what, looks like a stop sign. So let's see what it is. What is that? Don't know. It's got numbers on it, I think. So I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, we'll give it a clean and have a better look at see what it cleans up like. I don't know what that is, but it's numbered 1 to 6. So maybe some sort of dice type of game piece, I don't know. It's got a little thing there, so perhaps it's spun and there was a little arrow that pointed at what number you hit. But I don't know, that's just all theories. But 1 to 6, it's sort of something like a dice in my mind, but I don't know. So anyway, never seen the likes before, and I don't quite know what that lump was for. Anyway, if you know what that is, you can always drop a comment, but the only thing I can think of with those numbers is some kind of dice, so unusual. It's chasing a 17 down here, and I've just flipped it out. And I don't quite know what it is yet. Some kind of cap or something by the looks. I don't know. I don't think there's anything too fancy on it, so it's got these little grooves around there, if it'll focus. So perhaps that was off a bike of some kind, a trike or something, and that's where the spokes came through. That's a theory I'm working on. Maybe off a little kid's bike or something. But anyway, for the sake of time, we will just leave that as is, and we'll see that later. I saw the little imprint there, so I knew it wasn't far away, and I sort of half guessed what it was. What do you think it's going to be? It was only a 15, 16. It's going to be a corset fastener. That is number 2 I've found in this particular area. So, judging by corset fasteners, ring and brooch, I reckon there was a lady living somewhere here. Anyway, so one of those. I dug a little 9 to sort of 7 to 4 sort of number here. Got tiniest little bullet, and she's still got the projectile in her, so she's not been fired. It's a tiny one. Had an 8 down here, and we've got another little anchor button, but she's got a metal back there and she's kind of crumbling. So anyway, I won't bother cleaning up now. We'll see her when we get home, but can just make out an anchor there, so little anchor button. Had about a 15 down there, and we got a little brass, say screw, but no, it's not a screw. It's a completely round head. There's no spot to put a screwdriver there, so it's got a coach head on it, a little square bit there, so it would have went through something and locked into a square hole, and then it would have had a little nut on the other end. So I don't know what it was off, but anyway, 15, and we've got another button, and again she's pretty crusty. Bit bigger, that one. Anyway, I think we'll wait till we get home and try and clean her up. There is writing on there, I think, but whether or not we're going to be able to read it, I don't know. But we'll just do a button showdown at the end and see what we got. Seems like it's crusty button day today. Another one looking rather worse for wear, but you know, it's really not that surprising because I am digging a lot of lower numbers in this spot today to clean up a few more signals. So low numbers, you're going to get things like that. But anyway, let's see what else we can find. Had a 16 down here. I think we may have cracked the coin. Not sure yet. Looks rather like a halfpenny, but if it is, it's pretty badly done by. Yeah, can't see anything on there, but I'll just fill this in and we will give it a clean and we'll see if we can see anything on it. If it is a halfpenny, I'm pretty sure it's going to be an English one, being as low as 16. May not be a coin. I cannot see anything on that. Nothing at all. So I'll have a better look at home, but I don't know. Anyway, it's round, it's copper. Let's see what else we can find. Had a little 15, 16 here. I'm on my way back up. past where I found the coin and the buckle up here, and got a little brass thing here which looks rather interesting. Don't know what on earth it is, but it looks for all the world like a shoe. Got a little hole there. It's a little bit squashed, but I don't know. Looks something like a shoe to me. I could be wrong, but so anyway, I think I'll give it a clean up, get the dirt out of it, and we'll have another look. Well, I think she's a little bit out of shape, but I reckon I'm maybe on the right track about a shoe. It looks like one, like a fancy slipper or something. The toe on the end there. So I had no idea what it was for or off or whatever, but I did notice something interesting when I was cleaning it. Haven't really cleaned inside that well, but underneath here, gonna be a bit hard to see, but someone has scratched some writing on there. Now from what I can see, and you know, it's a bit hard to see, I can definitely see E-N-K-I-N, Enkin, and I reckon maybe there's a J in front of it, so it's Jenkin, but I'm not sure about the first letter. But I can also possibly see an N before that, so it may not be Jenkin, it could be something else, N something, E-N-K-I-N. So can't quite get a good enough look to be sure, but I can definitely see E-N-K-I-N. So I'll have to have a bit more of a look at home and see what that says. But that is always cool to find something that someone has initialed, or you know, it makes it a lot more personal sort of thing to find. So anyway, rather unusual thing to find, and I still don't know what its purpose was. I don't think dolls ever had brass shoes, but maybe it was just a little ornament, or who knows. It's got a little hole in it, so maybe it hung around on a chain. There's a weird sort of shoe on a chain necklace. I don't know, but anyway, we'll have to clean up a bit better at home and see if we can see exactly what it says. But it's a cool little find. I was chasing a pretty shaky signal here. I had some good numbers just popping in now and again, and it was good enough that I thought I'll dig it. And that is not our signal. I think this is, which is a rivet washer, but out of the hole we got this. What is that? Well, that is actually I don't know what it is actually. I'm assuming it's feels a bit light for glass, so I don't know what that is. Don't know what at all. So whether it's some kind of resiny sort of stuff. Hey, hang on, I've got a picture on the back there. That's rather cool. I've got a well, dragonfly sort of fly sort of thing there. So I don't know what that was out of, but I don't really think it's glass. It's a bit light. So some kind of, well, I hesitate to say plastic, but you know, some kind of liquid stuff that's been poured into a mould. Anyway, I'll give this hole another check, but that's a rather unusual find. and you know, did a little old rivet led us to it, so we can thank our rivets for once, our washers. Anyway, that's rather interesting and not something you're going to find with a detector unless it's in the same hole as something else. Last time we were here, somewhere here I found that ring and the brooch. And we're going back along, had a 14 here. And what does that look like? Looks rather like a ring to me. So that's the second ring in this area. I can't get him to pop off there. Anyway, I'll have to get him off there and give him a brush up and we'll have a look, but I think he's just a brass little one, but we'll see if there's any stones or anything left in it or what it looks like. So we'll get him off there and give him a clean. There's no stones left in that one and it's a little bit squashed, I think. Cannot see any markings in there, and anyway, I don't know what else to say. It's hard to see, but there is a few little swirly type patterns on the side there, but we've just left with all these spikes that held the stones in. Oh, there we go, you can see the swirly little patterns on that side. Anyway, we'll clean them up better at home, but it's just a little costume ring, I think. Well, apart from a few more buttons and bits of rubbish, I haven't found a lot more. A couple of rivets. Out of a 13 down here, I've got a little key. A little, well, a clockwork key or a music box or something. A little tiny one. So, I don't know that there's any specific designs or anything on it. Looks pretty plain, so we'll just clean that one up at home and we'll see him a bit later. Anyway, it's a nice little find. It's a winder off the top of a pocket watch. This is our little brass slipper we found, and if you remember, underneath it had a inscription on it, and as far as I can see, it is Jenkin, not Jenkins, but just Jenkin. And a bit of searching around, and I found the only Jenkin I can find in the cemetery, and it was this guy Jenkin. So it's a first name, Jenkin, and he was born in 18 45 and died in 1912. Now, whether this is the actual guy, never know unless you could find records of whether he wore a brass slipper on his watch chain, but never really know. But it's the only person of that name I could find.